to catch off some more frags. Danako's going to get that bomb plant in against them, and the site is secured for MIBR for the most part. Mezzy finds that kill. Alex turns around against Bolts, however, gets it to a 5 versus 3, making it 2 as Zeppa swings back around, and Yell tries to hold himself towards the outside. Looking onto that bomb plant position, the diffuser being stuck by Alex, and SH said, well, he's got no way of shutting this down. All 5, 3 versus 3 scenario. Zeppa creeps up close, catches Cello, just barely does the damage to get the kill. Mezzy will finish off the job, and SHZ turns his Deagle into a 2 versus 2 scenario. Sees heads of several CT players and still gets shut down for it. Yell can trade it. 3 kills for him in this round. Tap in for Mezzy. He's got the defuse kit here in the footsteps towards the side alley position, and just shoulder painting from the Galil on Mezzy. What's he got to work with? A smoke that can go down on the bomb. Going to stick the Ninja. He'll tap it at least. Yell's going to make some noise out towards the ramp control, just draw his attention away, take a fight and lose it, and Mezzy is just going to clutch the round.
Unfortunately there for Yell, he's got so much time to play with on that Bolts as he hard check this ladder angle just in case. We know that the bomb plant's coming in, Bolts is looking at it, and Zeppa loses the fight once again. Man advantage gets found by the T side.
A 4 on 3, 5 versus 4, excuse me, situation favor to MIBR. Quick kill on Zeppa, and again, that footstep being made, giving away the info. I mean, they're probably going to check it anyway. They might have suspected that a backstab was coming through. Cloud9 have gone for that so many times over the course of Vertigo. And they have once again cleared out the B defense thanks to their presence on A. Quick rotations inbound. The Molotov will be indicating the hit. Floppy's got the AUG set as the AWP starts firing blind. Seeing one player cross dink down to 2 HP. And, well, Cloud9 have kind of played this one very, very hyper-aggressive, I guess you could say, or very overzealous. Danako, 2 frags here with the AAK, turn around by S-Attack as they try and go for the retake here on the CT side and get it back to evens, actually. 2 on 2 scenario. Yell's watching with that AWP at a tight angle. Will they read him? Can they take him down? They've got no kits in place. If they're going to continue this retake, they've got to act relatively quickly. S-Attack run boosted. They see where that AWP's going, and SHZ shuts him down. Looks back in for the second, and it takes not much here for him to shut down play again. Trying to see if he can aggress alongside Alex and get the first kill in. The M4 faces first, flashes in, nades out. S-Attack's going to back up, expecting players to peek out from Ali, and he does actually get Danako. Nice bait in from Alex, as he was so focused on the player at the ramp entrance that, well, Cloud9 get the start in this round.
A great bait there for the City side. Draw them out with the attention of Alex and just straight into the hands of the AWP. Even seen an aggressive approach coming out towards a B stairs that does seem like the T side have a bit of an inkling that that's a bit of a possibility. Alex and Mezzy having a crossfire set towards this A site. One of the first times MIBR have actually lost the opening pick.
And Cloud9 can celebrate that much at least. Can they convert it into a round? Well, SHZ has other ideas. He takes Alex down, gets us to a 4 on 4, trailing back that early round advantage that Cloud9 were able to find there on the A plate. Will it go any further than this? Well, S-Attack dealing with Yell, starting things back over to the favor of Cloud9 in the last minute. Peeking further forward for a 3K. Mezzy shuts down SHZ as well, and now Bolts is left alone, and eventually that crossfire on the A site works wonders here for Cloud9. Don't know if they've got that bomb control. It's not quite in their vision, but Bolts is still in a 1 versus 4 scenario, so this will be unlikely to say the least.
S-Attack delivering the goods, doesn't quite get that last shot off to finish off the round, but Bolts has been seen. Lots of CTs can continue fighting out towards the ace site. Mezzy does fall, so there is at least a little bit further damage starting to come through. Bit of a wrap play coming through from underneath. And Floppy trying to get in behind of this ramp control, and with time incredibly low, Bolts is just trying to see if he can bait out more CTs, take some more weapons down with him to at least try and damage the economy going forward. Don't know if he reads this position from Floppy towards the end of ramp, and no, he doesn't. It could be a bit of an A split actually with this mid control boost coming up towards Zeppa's position. Try and see how the M4 is going to be able to react, and well, react doesn't happen at all. Cello finds that opening fight. It forces S-Attack quite wide to be able to turn it back to a 4 on 4, so a good advantage being taken back by Cloud9.
Orpa watching anybody else around the big box as Floppy moves further forward here. The counter-action play coming in from MIBR will go towards that B site. Cello dealt with, 2 more take the swing back, and they can get that trade. Floppy unsupported in that aggressive play, and if it was that one player, then maybe it could have worked out to get the man advantage back. But MIBR facing that resistance and drawing attention towards the B site. Cloud9 have just faced so much resistance they've counteracted to so much resistance in terms of just those one single frags, leaving the A site completely open. So now the bomb can push in and get planted. They've got one player who's already pushed up. And MIBR just quickly rotating to adjust and out-position, outplay Cloud9.
Danica is just trying to help Yell clear out this ramp control. They've already been able to get eyes out towards the A site, so there's an opportunity that they can actually push quite far aggressively. Lurk play came out from Bolts earlier in the round to try and sell them out towards B. They can start to bring those rotations back, but 14 seconds on the clock. MIBR have got to get this bomb down.
Cloud9 just getting here to try to deny it. Danico is going to cover off. The bomb plant should be secured. Wallbang attempt not going to be allowed. Danico turns up for the second kill, and Alex is all left to Mezzi. 1 versus 3. M4 well and truly in the back lines, and well, surely should not be able to do much with this. Maybe he could grab a rifle. Indeed, he'll grab that AWP. They'll hear where the weapon dropped, though, and he's running for the hills to save his weapon into this. Danico can still shut him down, and indeed he does. At this stage. I've got that AWP of Yell trying to force forward here at the ramp position. That flashbang should enable some sort of contact aggression. Again, Floppy has gone downstairs in towards this stairs area. His aggression hasn't always been 100%. He's going to be known. He takes a fight and he loses it. That's a big kill.
Alex is actually able to find a return, though, out towards our alley position. This time around being a little bit more cautious and a little bit more passive to try and defend out from ramp. Incendiaries are actually going to push him farther forward, so this is more like it in how he's been playing ramp so far in this entire half. S-Attack finds a kill. Do they check this position? They try to. Alex still getting involved, tries to fall back, and the T's in a big disadvantage here trying to gain the ramp control.
Player advantage for Cloud9, 20 HP on Cello as well. Hammer of Zeppo could be everything to this defensive. Unless they can get the kill off early. They're going to have to rely a lot on SHZ to do that. He's got the bomb on his back, making some noise. Here's the forward facer here. Utility down towards the alley position. Zeppa's now just got to focus on the ramp area. Smokes back as well towards the secondary cross. 3 players have made their way back here. Are they going to try and pull the rug out from underneath their feet? It looks like that's the case. Again, slowing the pace down, trying to sell them on another B site rotation. We've seen that several times from MIBR, but Cloud9 are not falling for it. And Zeppa gets taken out as the smoke starts to fade. Molotov's in 2 versus 2. SHZ allowing Cello to reposition. The nade is at the ready to the back line so they can try and deny this plant. Not going to work against SHZ, though. He'll just be able to get that one in. It will do some damage towards him, but the plant is secured. A swing around from Mezzi will take him. It's all left to Cello. 1 versus 2 now. AWP seeing him in the back, firing away, trying to force him off this angle. He faces, sees that head, taps up S-Attack. Now looking for Mezzi next! And Mezzi secures the second. That did look real close from Cello, though.
Jeez, the Clutch Kings. Cloud9 have just, clutched round after round after round. This is 3 clutches in a row we saw.
PT side, so a hell of a task to try and get said touch. Alex and Mezzi over towards the A side this time. Aggression from S-Attack, and Floppy dealt with so well. Cello, the spray transfers a beaut. And now he's got 1 more to deal with on the B side defense. From here, MIBR probably win the round.
Oh, that was beautiful coming out for Cello, and, well, players just keep falling. Even the ramp push is starting to come through from the CTs, but they're down to just 1. Mezzi in a 1 versus 5 trying to get in from the backstab of the T side. He needs everything.
He hasn't got much. 1 on 5 for the Deagle. The Orpacella in play. No upgrades in with the raid boss, but it doesn't stop Floppy from opening things up with first blood. Straight headshot on Danico. And now Cloud9 have stacked in towards the ramp control with no other CTs. If they pushed A site right then and there, they would have got a bomb plant, but off the back of that kill, they slow things down.
A huge change of pace out from Cloud9, and you're right about slowing it down. Almost kind of fakes out as a bit of a double pump or a fake attempt. The CTs don't over-rotate over the B site, and they're even trying to aggress up towards Sniper's Nest.
Oh, and SHZ shuts down that first player. Mezzi can't trade it back, though. The 2-for-1 is in. The bomb plant is secured. And MIBR have 1 kit in play for Yell, but a man disadvantage to try and play off the back of here. Cloud9 did force forward to try and gain that player advantage. It would have been nice if it was a 5 versus 3, but they have it for the moment. And a single man down. Mezzi watching the off angle. Time's running short on MIBR. S-Attack looks top of the white boost. Sees the player just past the edge of the smoke. Still goes down for it. Oh, but Alex creeping in the back lines. No one saw this one coming. He takes out Yell. Couldn't get that secondary frag. No, as a player broke away towards the backside. As Cello goes falling towards Mezzi on the main side defense. It's all left to Bolts in a 1 versus 3. P2K in hand. He knows he's out of the round as Cloud9 with
aggro towards ramp. So even for Cloud9, they get a 1-on-1 trade. They work with this info. Danico's going to have a really tough time. Flash comes in, doesn't even find the entry. And Alex is going to cut the rotations off from City Spawn.
Yeah, they have no idea about this. Knife's out. SHZ is dead. AWP heard scoping in. Does eventually take Alex down, but it's a 4 versus 2. And, well, the double orbs are much more valuable to MIBR at this stage. Cloud9 with 4 in a row on T side will take us to double digits. Floppy's even hunting for the other AWP. Cello, as they have no idea where Cloud9 are playing from. Honestly, a masterclass of information concealment. And it might even lead to Yell's death in the next few seconds. They've still got about 35 before the bomb goes up. MIBR absolutely decimated in this round, and Floppy's still hunting for his man. Sees him, sprays him, takes him out. 3 kills for him.
Player, and now Cloud9 put the aggression up towards ramp.
Flashes in, Danica, completely blind. Who threw that one? We're not sure. Yell gonna burn a little bit behind Sandbags. He tries to get this up to do some sort of damage to get the trades together, but no. Bolts in the backlines will get here to respond to a 3 versus 2. Nades back damage is gonna be mostly evaded, but still takes Mezzy down in the midst of the smoke. So now we stand evens here. 1 CT creeping closer. Cello tempting face. Sees where that bomb is out in the open. Extends a little bit too far, but Bolts deals with Zeppa. 4 is 3K. S attack. Hunting.
Ran out towards B stairs with Zeppa.
Cello, the only player holding on the site itself, got some mid control. Can rotate in, and indeed it will be able to do so. Bolts being the hero of that last round may be supportive for this next one, because now Cello's chance to shine. He takes that first phase of that swing. Now he's back onto Mezzy and Essa tag. Mezzy will be able to trade Cello in the end, so maybe the Honest will fall back on Bolts. After all, 4 versus 4. Danica on a backstab, being red here. I think he just missed out the chance against Floppy. And again, the banger boost coming in against Mezzy will get shut down by Bolts once again. 2K to his name. Danico's going to get out of dodge. He stalled Cloud9 for enough time.
He's one lucky man to get out of there alive. And even in all of that chaos, we see Bolts just spamming through up towards Banger to get the man advantage in favor of the CT side. They brought Yell over with the AWP. Aggressive angle out towards the left-hand side of the forklift. Crossfire set out towards the A side, and Cloud9 might just be running straight into it.
Yell's well up, so ready, and S8Z counteracts with his own backstab. 2 players standing for the T side. Alex will find a trade, but he's low HP, as is S-Tag. This orb, I can't quite find the kill, but Danico can. Doesn't quite make it a double in the end. S-Tag still got 15 points of health to clutch a 1 versus 2 scenario. His opposition did something similar in the T side half when MIBR had that in their favor. The Molotov might be able to secure a bomb plant. He'll fake it, however, and now go for the real plant back here, but backstab's inbound from the AK. Bolts is going to once again be the major thorn in the side for Cloud9. MIBR look for the lead once again. Essa tag. Gonna give away as little info as possible. He's managed to find the gap in the fence, though. The one blind spot that they've had here. Oh, the Orc just seen him. Turn away with the AK spray. He gets it to a 1 versus 1. Bolts has the kit, tapping and sticking it. Trying to jump face. Essa tag's not facing. He thinks.
To the single incendiary up on the city side. In terms of the buy advantage, Cloud9 have got the opportunity of being able to get a big victory under their belts, but it is still a rifle round, and it is a bit of a play with a boost coming up towards Banger.
AK boosting the Cello sit. No, he didn't. He does now. Takes him down. Mezzy not going to be allowed to go for that. The aggression on the CT side continues elsewhere on the map, out towards A-Ramp. Zephyr has snuck past smoke, but there is one player right behind him. SHZ might insert himself into the line. Zephyr has no idea, but he's also not in the correct vision position. Eventually looks back to that corner and gets him to fall, but loses so much HP for his trouble. His next swing might end up being his last. Danico is ready to receive the T side.
A great way back in there from Zeppa. Looked like he could have been on for a little bit more if he walked in towards the side, but takes the jewel, takes a lot of damage in return, and the cross smoke start going down, trying to see if they can force the CTs further and further back and get that AWP over towards Zeppa. And Alex has got to kill a B. B side's completely open.
Rotations inbound. Cloud9 won't wasting any time with that one. MIBR quick to respond, and they can take Alex down, and it could potentially shut down his execution. Bolts, what's he going for here? The swing, jumping around the outside, dealt with by Alex. Yell will get the response in. He stalled the hit coming through, and now he's going to try focus on getting the man advantage back, but Zeppa with the orb catches him off, and now Danico is left in a 1 versus 3. He has been a standout star for this team at certain times, and now he's got to do it once again. Incendiary to try to stop them. Counter Molotov back at the T side. And the Fammer and the AK so ready for this. Here comes all the util. The spray lines up for 1. AK a bit awkward on the site, and Floppy can't punish him. 3 versus 2. And Yell hopes that someone's planting in the open. He can't deny that player, though. Alex caught out to the mid-control. Cello's heard it, but Yell acting to the site retake early. Gets it down to a 2 versus 2. And on the bomb, he'll stick it. SMG swings wide. AK spray. It's not there. The knife's out. And MIBR just win the round in Mr. Smoke. OT is up for map 1.
Oh my goodness! The balls, the guts to just go for a stick to bring it to overtime. Zeppa deals with the player, the bait player to come out from Cello to pull distractions, and Yell was just
Also huge for them. Double orbs coming back in for Yell and Cello, you called it. They brought that out so many times in the regulation half. Now's their chance to get it infinitely in the next 3 rounds. MR3 16K is standing. M4 tries to hold back as Zeppa and Co start pushing up. Again, Alex making his way up towards side alley. Smokes down against his position, sees SHZ, doesn't get the kill. SHZ swings back and finally pays for it with his life.
That's ballsy from SHZ. He knew that Alex, they'd seen one another, and he still tries and commit to that fight. Still tries to get quite aggro and catch the T side off guard, but instead it goes the complete other way. MIBR might try and bait in a little bit more further aggression, and that's what the T side are waiting for.
Litty up. Floppy waiting for some sort of mid-control. Alex in full contention. Danico is going to be the main holder here towards the ramp entrance, knowing that Alex is there somewhere. He's made his way up. Still in default for Cloud9 though. We've got less than 60 seconds. They've got to get that bomb and push it into a site. It looks like right now A is the most likely play, but that could all change.
Yeah, they've been making a little bit of noise out towards the A side, but it does look like they want to try and regroup, and Yell wants to start to over-aggress. He wants to fight them out from ramp.
Takes that fight and wins it. Swing back on a second man. Zeppa also being shut down by the AWP. Yes, the tag wins its fight though to time to 3 versus 3. Danico responds to the AWP, gets the man advantage back to MIBR, and 20 seconds remaining. Might get sandwiched in by the AK, but that allows Cello a chance to take down the bomb planter. It is picked up by Mezzi on the site, but a one.
Cloud9 side, seeing if they can maybe draw a little bit more out for the CTs, and well, they are getting into some retaking positions relatively quickly. Double orbs on the retake though for the Brazilians.
Orb shot. Seeing where Zeppa's at, he's trying to take the wall bang behind the default boxes. Smoke down. Zeppa waiting with the AK. When's he going to see a CT? Right now, unable to get the shot in. Flashbang turned away from, eventually gets that sprayed together. Swings back on the second man, seeing where Yell is doing his damage, but unable to get those kills. S-Attack responds on Cello, and now it's all left to Yell. Edge of the site, takes down at least one player, but surely not enough time to go for all these kills and get the retake together. Good shot on Mezzi is good, but not enough to win anything.
Not enough. Cloud9 just over back.
A 2-on-2 situation with tagged up players on either side. Retake for MIBR's got to come through, obviously. They'll nade out certain common angles and corners, but they won't be able to find any frags for it. They've backed up so passive here. That bomb is open by the stairs. Zeppa's going to cover off the back lines. Busting through on the M4. Cello's not going to free fire it. That info might be given up to indicate what's really going on, though. Utility down. Floppy swinging back with a flashbang that catches both CTs blind. Secondary flash also going over. Zeppa also takes his fights. Now both T-side players being known about. And Cello takes that kill on the bomb. Swing back and Floppy gets that first kill. Cello just really waiting against him 34. But I don't think they'll get this round here.
There's just so much util. Wall of smokes go down. Pretty much MIBR use everything towards that site take. And now with the flash over the top, the CTs are finding a couple of connections. Back to a 2 versus 2. This is very winnable for Cloud9.
Floppy's on 7 points of health. Yell might not be aware of that. He might have to focus on that player. Flash is going over, swings up. Doesn't see what's going on just yet. No info on the CT basis. He might catch Yell in a second or two. Right now he's just hunting for information, sees nothing on the site. Or back as sandbags now being seen upon there. He gets the kill and has to tag and back up against Floppy so far out in the open. Drops down, there's Bolts with the AK and the sender is down. It's a 3v3 retake.
And no one's in retaking positions here for Cloud9. They're all going to have to bring themselves over towards this city spawn. And for MIBR, they've locked down this site. They've already had the bomb planted for a little bit of time. Not a lot of util for them to use in that post plant. Nade comes in, doesn't do a massive amount of damage.
With a very tight angle, hoping that a T-side player peeks towards it. There's no reason for MIBR to extend. Flashes over Molotovs will force Bolts down to 23. Further utility coming in. The AWP holding his angle with T-side as Bolts is down to Zeppa. SAZ gets that one trade now. It's all left to the AWP now to deny the bomb plant here. The time's ticking so low. Gotta go swinging. Gotta go find that one pixel he needs. And he just catches Mezzi. S-Attack will take him down, but he's got to stay alive as they wait in.
Being any what aggressive out towards this ramp patrol. Spams coming through from both sides. Lots of damage, but not being converted into a kill. Tanako's on 1 HP.
Bolts gets Mezzi to 0 HP. Zeppa can find that trade. Danako is low, as is Alex. Danako definitely in worse for wear.
Oh, timing on mid.
Or 40 seconds, SHZ taking further HEs. You're right about that mid control. That one player swinging back. And Cello, no one's accounted for this.
Oh, no.
Player swings back now. He turns around at the right moment, gets Zephyr, and now throws a major spanner into the works. The A hit still coming through, but another player's been drawn away from the A defensive. It's all going to rest on a tagged up Alex. Yell focusing forward and made their way away. And Cello's finding more kills in mid. 2 standing for Cloud9. As MIBR have the A site, they have the bomb plants.
Oh, the AWP's now chiming in. Floppy got baited over towards the B side. He's now the 1-1 left. 1 versus 4. Gets that first kill onto Cello, but he's got so much more to find. And the T side have already pressed up quite aggressively. Floppy, do or die for him to bring it into another OT. Cloud9 have picked into this map in every single best of 3 coming into the group stage of Pro League. And aggression starting to come out from Bolts out towards this monster control. They're even waiting for him, but he still finds the first and makes it too. Bolts getting away, but so much work. Drops that bomb, he turns it into a 3K.
How's he gotten away with that? That's it. That's ridiculous. 1 on 5 for S attack all of a sudden. Going to connector Bolts. Only player to defend against him. M4 stands by against the Galil, wins out that first fight. Zephyr is good for a trade.
AWP's actually pushed quite aggressively with this M4. This is a position that is currently unknown out for the T side, and Cello got such a good timing, pushes right up towards that fountain position, and now with only 2 T side players left, they're going to start to put the goods over towards the B side, but just not finding those initial trades means that Zepper's now the last one left.
2K to his name, Ace Clutch having to come through for him if he wants to win this round. And now AK is getting recovered by the CT players that aren't on the AWP. So it's got to go back and grab that bomb out of T-Con, so there's always that. Flashes continue over. They start peeking in on Danico's part. Again, should grab this bomb and see where Zephyr goes with it here. He's got some time to play with, so in theory he can make his way up to the site. The issue, of course, is trying to get through the CTs on the way.
Cello, a man of the hour so far out here on Overpass, and well, for Zephyr, opportunities aren't massive here. If he continues running up towards this long control, he's eventually going to be heard by Cello, and they could just bring those rotates back. Does start walking, there could be a way in which that Cello doesn't check behind him, but he is.
He had the footstep. 2 CTs on the rotation. They've got the information at this stage. Zephyr just walking out. He's got to swing on this player. Not looking the right play. ETs overall. 3 of them are out towards that mid position. Danico still takes a fight and wins it on the first. Not quite the second. Damage has been done. Now they can line up for SHZ. He drops that bomb. The second player, Floppy, peeks back in to get to a 3 versus 3. And now to 2. Getting Bolts on the rotations. Yell and Cello up for the retake. Dealt with by Mezzi next to the Molotov and the wallbang spray. And now Cello's the last man alive in a 1v3 scenario. Cloud9 will take 2.
A little bit sloppy there, unfortunately, for the B defenders for MIBR. They're not quite getting those sprays down on lock, and for Cello, he might as well just try and go for this. 1 versus 3, money in the bank for the CTs, but they've...
I mean, if he held there for a couple extra seconds, he would have had that kill. And now, Bolts are checked by Zephyr in the end, so... Could have been a nice angle with a P250. Saw players coming up from the mid control. Alex eventually swings out on towards Cello, deals with him, deals with one of the rifles, and now there's no more A presence, and MIBR don't want to go in ahead and take it back.
A little bit late picking up back that bomb for the T side, but they've already opened up the A side completely. They've got a lot of info. AWP going to try and come in swinging towards shot, but Floppy is going to just be able to say, right, this aggressive play up towards playground and fountain. Do they just leave it and start their aggressive play out towards the monster control? Well, instead, it's just going to be more walks coming through for MIBR. That first frag comes in, and it looks like they just want to back off. They don't want to keep fighting.
Where do they re-aggress from here? Alex pushing back forward from that T-Con area. Cello's seen him, though. Hasn't seen his backup. The Molotov will get baited in. The kill will come out. Cello looks against the AWP of S-Attack, and S-Attack will take him back down. So 2 for 1. Favorable to the CT side. Floppy starting to slow walk out a monster. Backs turned towards the toxic barrels, and SHZ swings out from the site itself. Takes that kill. Mezzi, S-Attack, now just S-Attack alone. Very far away from position. We're setting up that smoke for Mezzi to do some damage, but now should get shut down by the crossfire here. They know exactly where he is. 1 player creeping up the backstab, and the AWP just watching for a CT to peek towards him. In the end, he's got to force forward.
Play out the time. There's no kit here for Yell.
Those taps, currently giving him a little bit of a crosshair placement advantage. No head Kevlar on Yell, not like him matters. It's an AK in hand. But he's got to make sure he checks the right corner at the right moment. If he mistimes this, or if he doesn't keep his eyes on everything, I think, yeah, he's seen the gun barrel. It's over. This one's over, unless he absolutely chokes this kill. Not going to happen. And there it is. For 6 for MIBR, and even though they took a lot of damage, that was a force buy round that they should never have won, so I think they can be happy about what they just received.
Honestly, I don't know how they...
But it's a lot harder than people actually give it credit for. And in the end, it's going to allow MIBR to get that opening frag. Alex trying to extend further forward and just doesn't make it happen.
Oh my goodness. Yell might be on for a double. They'll have no idea about this backstab out from T-Con. They'll think that Yell gets a couple of kills. They can even leave bolts here, have a gamble rotation out towards the B side, and just leave that one player to gather information. This is going to be a hard check towards the left-hand side for Cloud9 if they start backing off to take this T-Con control, and I think they are.
One player down on the pass, another one up towards T-Con. Wherever they go, they're going to have to meet resistance, but as Essetan gets a kill into the B site, it forces the connector player away, so now Floppy can drop down, he can pick up that AK as well, but Bolts is still sat back here. If they go anywhere except out of T-Con, they'll be safe, and even then he's going to hear the footsteps. He knows they're rotating to the B site.
Oh, this is just such a sick play. They can rotate Yell back over towards the B side. There's no really counter utility to try and halt them at bay in terms of incendiaries or smokes, but Bolts has even got that wraparound play. 40 seconds on the clock, they're going to get sandwiched in.
All eyes on him. Flashes forward, they're going to act real quick. When does he swing back? Does he try to move closer? No. They're making their moves up. 2 great nades, allows the spray to come through, get 1 kill and 2. And now Flop 15, obviously. They are forced into that position. They're going to have to go for that retake. And they might look to be likely for that eventuality. First kill being found by Alex on the T side. A trade did come in initially though, and Yell responds out towards Connector. 2 for 1 that favors MIBR.
A great utility from Cloud9 to be able to deal with that aggressive party player, but already short water control's been taken from Yell, moving away from Connector. Does miss that window of opportunity. Does realize though that there is a bit of a lurk play out towards Monster, but there's an aggressive play coming out from the bathrooms, and that's Zeppa to try and bring this round back in their favor.
Smokes on, Danico. Now that mid position is Essetag. The AWP as an AK right behind him. Bolts with that M4. Prepared to receive. Do they hear those footsteps? I think they might do. In fact, there is a P coming in from Danico to try to force them away. Stuff for Essetag will look for that player past APC, however. I think they know that he's there. And now comes the spray in. Bolts finds that 1 kill. Trade back is good. AK now sees the player at the back of the site. Zeppa can't quite find that trade. It's him and Essetag responding in kind, and 3 CTs can get here now. No rotations, inbound swing back at the AUG. Zeppa capitalized on the awkward spray, but SHZ trades it, and now Essetag stands alone, being able to win their series. And Cloud9, they got to focus on their own game. They've got to get this second half under wraps. They've got to get that second map turn towards their favor, and Zeppa will start things off on the right foot, taking out Bolts early on.
And that's the start they need. Aggressive push, slow walk comes in towards that short control, and will the CTs just start to overwhelm? They still hold on to that util from Alex and just fall back. Now disallow any real chance for a trade to come back. MIBR are going to start to regroup out from the T-spawn and look to be able to make their way in towards the B side. But look at how incredibly passive Cloud9 are playing this.
Watching for contact. Boosting up past the graffiti wall, waiting for T-side players to make their move. They've got a double flash to smoke in for SHZ, a Molotov for Yell that can force out players over into the toxic barrels. I think is going to be the main play, but again, it all comes up to this boost spot. Mezzi seeing what's going on. Are they going to put the molly back to the back lines? Cloud9 are going to wait for this. They might concede the bomb plant here, which will enable MIBR for the buy-ups, and we've seen what they can do with those forced investments. Nades coming forward. Here come the CT side. Danico with that 1 kill. Yell trying to focus fire, but the T start cleaning up the CT forces. Alex desperate to find Cello. Eventually Floppy things out from heaven. Gets 2 kills for his own right, and SHZ left alone. Bomb now down, tapped once, no kits in play for either CT member. They could stick it now, and SHZ will not swing back. Alex swinging around the corner as the smoke starts to clear. He sees his man. Ding down from the Glock does come through. Alex trying to protect alongside Floppy. Down through on the Glock. Can't get his kill, and eventually the kill comes back for him. 2 HP for him. 2 over at the bathroom's control. East side players walking out towards mid. Mezzi's not going to face.
They're going to almost just walk past him, so it's just going to be that one player to defend the A site that's going to be the big damage dealer. Nade goes down, but Alex loses the fight immediately, and now the bathrooms players have got to get involved, and they just can't.
2 casualties, sustained easy. Bloppy does get a deagle. Essa tag. Oh, he acts too quickly. Just about drops that bomb. Cello and Bolts respond. It's all left to him to clutch this whole scenario. Tag damage done towards one player. Swings back. So much done. 2 bullets. He turns back around towards the mid control. 3 kills for him. And Flashbang continuing to face aggressive. Seeing him back at Divider. But now 5 points of health. He's got to reload. He's got to hold himself back passive. He knows that he's at a major disadvantage with the HP and the weapons here.
We've seen Bolts in the clutches. We know what he's able to do in these situations. Knowing the advantage, AK up against a Deagle on 5 HP from Essa tag. There's not a lot going for him, but can the element of surprise of reposition help him out? Sees that bomb, Deagle to come around the box, needs to connect, and he's able to do so. Force